At least 75 employees in the Greenville County Sheriff's Office earn more than $60,000 per year, and some deputies have salaries that top $80,000, according to a review of top-paid personnel in the state's largest law enforcement agency. Sheriff Will Lewis is the highest-paid employee with a salary of roughly $161,000, according to a list of the hourly pay of Sheriff's Office employees as of the end of June. The Sheriff's Office is under scrutiny for the way it spends money in the wake of a sexual harassment lawsuit filed by a former employee. In the lawsuit, 23-year-old Savanah Nabors alleges she was sexually assaulted by Lewis on a trip to Charlotte this spring. Nabors, a former administrative coordinator to the sheriff, earned $31.79 per hour, or roughly $62,000 a year, according to county records. In a blog post about the alleged sexual assault, Nabors said the sheriff threatened to take away her salary and other benefits when she resisted his advances. "Power comes with a price," Nabors said in the post online, which has since been deleted. "I see the money he's offering. It was double the salary I was making. It's a lot to turn down." Nabors was being paid nearly twice the starting salary that is earned by deputies in the department before her employment ended in April. In the lawsuit, Nabors states Lewis gave her a new car to drive. When she expressed concerns about having the car, when some officers were driving high-mileage cars, the sheriff responded, "The best gets the best," according to the lawsuit. Savanah Nabors pictured with Sheriff Will Lewis. BUY photo. Savanah Nabors pictured with Sheriff Will Lewis. Photo, Greenville County Public Index. Lewis, his command staff, 4 deputies and an attorney had the highest salaries at the sheriff's office. Lewis earned $77.50 per hour, according to records. The sheriff's office released the list in response to a public records request from the Greenville News, and as some members of Greenville County Council question how taxpayer money is being spent at the department. Councilman Joe Dool and Mike Barnes have called for an audit of the agency after Nabors filed the sexual harassment lawsuit against Lewis. The lawsuit, which makes references to the Charlotte trip and other potential out-of-town trips, has led to increased scrutiny of sheriff's office spending. 90% of the sheriff's office's $42.3 million operating budget, or $38.5 million, was spent on salaries last fiscal year, according to budget documents. The department has 565.5 full-time positions funded in the 2017 budget, records show. Out of those positions, 2 sheriff's office employees other than Lewis earn 6-figure salaries. Major Marcus Davenport, who is second in command, would have made $109,999 in base pay, and Deputy Alan Westmoreland made $100,910, according to the financial information provided to the news. Westmoreland had served as a captain over the Criminal Investigations Division under the previous sheriff, according to a 2010 annual report. Lieutenant Michael East earned $87,104 in base pay. Sergeant Henry Harbin earned $85,104 and Deputy Tim Ridgway earned $84,844, records show. Other top-paid personnel included Deputy Jeffrey Granner, who earned $84,478, Lieutenant James Burris, who earned $82,681, and Lieutenant James Beaver, who earned $81,239. Ridgway, Granner, Burris, and Beaver were all on the command staff during Steve Loftus's tenure as sheriff, according to the 2010 report. More, Councilman calls for new Greenville law enforcement agency. More, Governor McMaster calls for Sheriff Will Lewis to resign. Councilman Ennis Fant has voiced concerns about officers with the rank of deputy getting paid more than $80,000 a year and said the turnover that comes with a new sheriff has increased personnel expenses. Every time a new sheriff comes in, he basically gets rid of the command staff of the old sheriff, Fant said. You demote people from lieutenants and captains down to deputy too, but you don't reduce the salaries. 6 current command staffers, caps, Troy Huber, Timothy Jones, Lyle Kurian, Thomas McConnell, Ty Miller, Derek Pendergrass and Christopher Taylor would have earned about $85,000 in base pay, records show. By law, the salary of any public employee making $50,000 or more in base salary is public information. A total of 152 employees earned $50,000 or more last fiscal year, according to a sheriff's office document. More, who is Savanah Nabors? More, Sheriff Will Lewis, timeline of events. Several civilians had a base pay that exceeded $75,000. The manager of E911, Frederick Blackwell, was the number 4 highest paid sheriff's office employee and made $94,656. Principal financial analyst Linda Cobb earned $89,958. Infrastructure coordinator Mark Sutton earned $77,232. In sheriff's office general counsel Lance Sheik earned $75,000, records show. The current fiscal budget has personnel expenses increasing by 7% to $41.2 million. Part of that increase is due to additional funding for 6 communications specialists and 5 master deputies, according to the sheriff's office. Sergeant Ryan Flood, a sheriff's office spokesman, said the extra positions are necessary because of the agency's high call volume. With 1,100 incoming calls to dispatch per 12-hour shift, it is imperative that we are properly staffed to ensure the citizens' emergencies are getting responses immediately, Flood said in an email. We are an agency of 462 sworn deputies in a county of around 500,000. As new deputies are hired, it is essential that we are not only properly staffed to answer the calls from the public, but have the right amount of training officers to train the new deputies, Flood said. A master deputy's primary role is a training officer, he said. More, Will Lewis in law enforcement, his successes and controversies. More, sheriff's attorney moves to dismiss sexual harassment lawsuit. Of the 152 employees who earned $50,000 or more, 27 were deputies and 29 were master deputies, records show. The starting pay for a Greenville sheriff's deputy is $16.38, according to the sheriff's office website. A 4% raise is awarded to candidates who successfully complete their introductory period. The starting pay for a deputy who is already certified by the state is $17.24. The proposal for a forensic audit of the sheriff's office would be presented at the council's next meeting on Tuesday, Dill has said. Dill said audio files attached to the lawsuit claiming to be conversations between Nabors and Lewis has him concerned about unnecessary trips